Hello and welcome back to the definitive Seleucid Campaign on YouTube. Yes, we are now 17 episodes in, and you all are still giving this mad support, and I appreciate it. I love making this, by the way. I've been looking forward to this. We gotta fight our way out of an ambush here. This is gonna be pretty fun. I'm just gonna jump right in and fight our way out of the ambush, and then I'll kind of give folks a recap of some of the comments and stuff from last time, but let's go ahead and load in. In fact, I'll read the top comment while we're loading in. Gillen, or I don't know how to pronounce this, but Gillen the Grey, I think, says, Heir, you can use your faction leader to adopt Hannibal or Hannibal's wife himself so they can show up in the family tree. That is an excellent idea. I am going to pause it here for a second. Kind of see what's coming towards me. There are plenty of things that could berserk my elephants, so I'm going to go ahead and move my elephants to safety and begin advancing my swordsmen. Go ahead and hit a phalanx formation. The AI is just suiciding straight in. Pretty typical. Get our Median Cav. I got my Pikes down. It's going to be a bit of a mess here because there's a blob about to form, but what I'm hoping is that by repositioning, the AI won't be able to keep up properly and properly outflank me. So I'm blobbed really bad, like there's no doubt about it. But the AI is also blobbed bad, and I think I can win when it comes to a battle of blob fights here. So I'll want to kill that artillery. Make a run for it. Get into those eastern slingers. My Thurio spears are having a day of it, as are my slingers. I'm gonna get these horse skirmishers. My elephants would be very valuable in this blob, and I intend to use them. But I have to first make sure... I gotta stay in front of those hillmen so they can't chuck javelins at me. I gotta first make sure that I can keep them safe from javelin attack. I got rid of the horse skirmishers, the slingers. Oh yeah, this is great. We're in good shape here. We are in good shape. This is just fine. The AI ambushed me and jumped on me quick, which typically is a really good idea. But since they jumped on me quick, they didn't necessarily still end up in a good position. So a lot of my units are in a favorable position. This is actually going to be an absolute disaster for the AI. Let's keep our Median cavalry moving. My elephants are now charging in. Alright, let's keep our elephants moving. Try and really trample these guys out. So, blobs can be dangerous still in this game, even though this isn't Warhammer. But they're not as dangerous. Crap. See, that's what I wanted to stay in front of those hillmen for. I'm just going to turn around and charge the hillmen now, and then recharge them from here. So we basically destroyed the entire melee blob. Let's get our elephants out of the way now, so that we don't potentially get berserked. And I'm going to take all my pikes out of phalanx formation now and start moving around a little. Get my archers strung out a little here. Yeah, you can see that this hillman doesn't do well once it ends up in combat. So we easily fought our way out of that ambush just because our troops are a lot more solid than what the Colchians are using here. Position-wise, they were in a good position, but just quality of troops-wise, not at all. Like, they just did not have an army capable of cutting through what I had here. And the auto-resolve is absolutely off its rocker for even making the AI think that even in an ambush that they had a chance of winning that, because they didn't. I mean, you could totally surround my army with what they have here, and they would still lose, because they can't cut through these thorax swords. It's not going to happen. They can't stop my elephants really very well. Their slingers would have to do it, but I have them matched in range. Their cavalry is no match for mine, so like this was just out and out enemy completely overmatched. They were, like I said, completely out of their mind. Take that engagement. Anyway, let's get to some more stuff here. So last time you all talked about what your favorite units were. We had a lot of fun with it. And what's cool is that, I mean, almost every unit in the game was named as favorite units. And that's good. And I kind of expected to see that from folks because we each have our little niche that we like. You know, I saw people saying that they liked some of the Roman cohorts because of the way they look or perform. People like the Falx units from the different Dacian tribes that are in the game. People love some of the barbarian sword units that are real heavy. There was other unique units, berserkers, different cavalry units, missile units that people like. Like, I love it because I knew I would get a bunch of answers this way. That's part of the reason why I asked it, is I just wanted to kind of confirm it, and sure enough, people really have their own preferences. And so when you have a game that's as broad as this one, where there's a bunch of different types of units, or in like the newer games like Warhammer, there's a ton of different types of units. It's fun for people because they can find a niche for all this different stuff. And I would say that even looking at a game that isn't Warhammer, just one of the newer Total War games like Troy is a semi-historical title, right? Some of the troops in that game are definitely based off of like a semi-historical feel. Other stuff is obviously myth, especially since they added myth to the game. But I've noticed that CA has done a really good job creating a lot of unit diversity, even in a small setting like Troy. And that has me excited, because if we ever were to get, let's say, a Rome 3 game at this point, and I don't know that it would ever happen, but even just a Medieval 3, right? I think you would end up with some insane unit diversity, because I think CA is really learning some interesting ways to differentiate units, like with the weight classes and stuff like that, that they've done a really spectacular job of differentiating units. Is there a whole nother army back here? Not a whole army, but they still have a lot of troops here, and some of them are healthy. They're probably going to attack me again, so I'm gonna have to continue this and just continue to camp the Bactrians out here. So I'm gonna continue the siege. I imagine they'll attack me again on this next turn in. Let's see what else. So we captured the Arakosin capital. I saw some friendly troops moving around through here. I want to say that this faction over here that I opened trade with may be at war with Colchis. But we put an end to this Bite of the Basilisk army. The Bite of the Basilisk is not all that bad. Yeah, here's Media. They're moving troops over here. That's good. Yeah, things are looking good. Let's go take a look at Hannibal's situation. I was actually kind of glad Athens didn't counterattack us during this turn-in, because I don't have the navy up here to support Hannibal yet. Look at this, the RDA are here. And Athens took their army, and they're fleeing Pella. What? What is Athens doing? What are they thinking? They have a whole fleet of transport ships here that I'm about to be able to catch with my full-on navy. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. Not that this Athenian army is very good, but this is going to be an absolute disaster for Athens. They do have a garrison fleet with just a few actual naval vessels in it. These guys are going to get absolutely wrecked. So I'm going to fight this. The fleet battles are a little bit of a mess in this game. And speaking of, that was actually what I wanted to do for the topic of conversation today. So thank you for the continued support. We're still getting almost 150 comments an episode. I have to ask you all, please keep it up. Please don't quit. I know we're a lot of episodes in. Please keep that up. It helps a ton when you all help interact with these videos. Otherwise, I mean, YouTube's algorithm is stupid. It's going to punish me a bunch, kind of regardless. But it gets worse when you all don't interact with it. And so you can help me a lot if you like it at the end of it, if you're enjoying it. And there's a lot of people watching these, and I'm not like getting mad at people, but I'm just going to give as an example. Last episode has almost 4,000 views, but only 1 in every 10 people click the like button. So am I to assume that there's 3,700 people watching this that don't like it? You know, I don't feel like that's probably true, or else you wouldn't be coming back and watching it. I know it's a small thing. I know it's me pestering you, but if you like it, click the like button. I do that now when I watch YouTube videos because I've seen what happens with the algorithm. You all may even notice me, like when I'm watching the different tech channels and other stuff, I'm leaving comments. I'm making sure to hit the like. I do it. I take my time to do it because I understand how important it is, and it seems like such a small thing as a viewer. And don't get me wrong, I don't want you all to stop watching. Like, if you're like, Air, I'm not going to do that, leave me alone. That's fine. I will. I'm not going to pester you. You know, it's not like I can come get you or do anything about it. Obviously not. I'm just saying, if you can, please take the time to do it, because it really does make a big difference. Anyway, let's get this battle started, and today's comments. How can we fix the naval battles in Rome 2? The naval battles, the ships look cool, there's some diversity, you know, sometimes the ramming's really cool, there's boarding action, stuff like that, but the movement was buggy, sometimes things didn't work quite right. How would you all want to see naval battles improved for future historical games? Anyway, that's kind of what I would want to have you all talk about today as far as comments, or of course feel free to continue commenting about my ugly mug. And speaking of, I have some ugly mug comments to share with you all. I can go get one right now, in fact. And this one comes from Alf Tomo. He says, all great generals have to have something wrong with them. Napoleon was short, Pompey was fat, Air has an ugly mug. Well done, sir. Well done. I love the creativity going into these comments, and I appreciate it. And no, this isn't secretly like hurting my self-esteem or anything else like that. I know this is all in good fun, and I'm just having a good time and trying to encourage you all to interact. So yes. Anyway, just having a good time with it. But I thought that one was well done. There's another one here from Lord something here, UK. It says, pretty sure that a noble death was from a character who died on the mission. You may be right. It's weird because I wouldn't have expected to see the noble death message from a character that's not in my family, but we did. So I don't understand it, but he may be right. That may be where the noble death came from. And then One Rio Dream here had his comment, and he basically said that he knows the reason why I chose cavalry unit as my favorite, and he said it's because the horse's butt looks like my ugly mug. Oh my gosh, you guys are fantastic. And some people might be like, Air really seems to enjoy being insulted. No, obviously I don't like being insulted per se, but I do thoroughly enjoy watching the... Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit worried here. My general's at risk. I'm gonna paddle fast away from that. I was trying to light these guys up. Let's get the flaming shots out. They're actual naval vessels. I kind of want to just get rid of their real naval vessels. My royal... Yeah, we're getting boarded over here, but that's okay. My royal peltas should be able to hold their own, and then I'm going to do a counter ram right here. We got rid of one of their ships with their flaming arrows. I'm going to try it again. In fact, I'm going to turn around and run with these ships, kind of stay on the move. I sunk some more ships here. Come on, get around here. We want to keep ramming. Let's move up more ships. Where are men? Wait, oh, one of my archer ships got caught over here. Whoops. It got caught and absolutely slaughtered.
Our general is under attack.
Give him another. Give him another. Give him another. You gotta keep clicking ram orders here. It can get to be kind of a mess. It's definitely one of the downsides.
One of our ships is being boarded.
Come on. Get over here and get it done. Oh no, we're gonna get rammed over here. Oh, this is bad. Oh, we didn't die. That's so good. I'm gonna counter ram here.
One of our ships is being boarded.
I don't know why we're doing so poorly in the melee when we get boarded. We should be doing extremely well in the melee, because our Royal Peltist are superior by far to anything they've brought here.
One of our ships is being boarded.
So So like right here, this Royal Peltist, let's inspire that. Oh, we're getting double boarded right here. Triple boarded even. I'm trying to continue to click ram orders, but it's not working. I need to run away with this archer ship. I don't want them to get caught like the others did. Let's keep moving. We're getting like double and triple boarded, which is why our Royal Peltist are struggling.
One of our ships is being boarded.
That's just a javelinman boarding me there. So this is why I was talking to you all about still needing to improve naval battles, because they are a mess when it comes to movement and like buggy movement and other stuff like that. They are definitely a mess, and you can see it here.
Flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Let's get this ship moving. Maybe get out of that grind. I'm gonna continue like these mercenary Thracian warriors. I'm gonna come ram them. My general is caught in some combat here, which is unfortunate. Actually, don't ram. Try and come position more archer ships over here. I'm gonna try and help my general by ramming out some of these contenders. Come on. See, I can't get my ship pulled loose from this because it's bugged. There it goes. Finally got out.
One of our ships is being boarded.
Oh man, one of my archer ships just got boarded. Need to turn around and keep ramming.
An entire unit has perished.
Alright. We took a lot of losses, but we're definitely going to get a victory here. We sunk that ship that we rammed. I'm trying to double ram this ship. There we go, it's gone. So I think, yep, there we go. We got the victory. We took some losses in the process, but totally worth it to take down an entire Athenian army. And naval battles are just a little trickier. Like, sometimes you'll come out of them really clean and perfect. Sometimes you won't. Wow, our Royal Peltists really were fighting well, though. Some of the ones that got killed eventually still got a ton of kills. And then our general somehow lived through that, which is great, because he's a family member, and I really should have been more careful with him. So fortunately, we did not lose our admiral somehow, which is very impressive, all things considered. We're going to make a ton of money off of that battle. Still sink their fleet, which is absolutely fantastic. I think I'm going to go ahead and support in the fight here. Like, I'm going to blockade Pella. Pella now has no real defense.
None shall pass.
So I'm going to get that blockade, and then I'm going to take Hannibal. And honestly, we should be able to just auto-resolve here without much of an issue. Let's balance stance. Hopefully we don't get screwed over, because I didn't quick save it. Thank goodness. We didn't lose anything. So Pella is now in our control. I know we didn't actually fight on the streets, but we had a good naval battle there that I think still made for some fun action. Now, Pella does have a dry dock, which is great, because I should be able to just replenish my ships. And let's go ahead and do that. So I think I lost a couple of Royal Peltist ships and then one archer ship. Hannibal is in great shape, and I do see one more Athenian settlement to the north of us, but it doesn't look like they made great progress overall. Some people have wanted me to go scout Rome and scout this other stuff, but I'm hesitant to do so, and the reason I'm hesitant to do so is that in this game, the mod I'm using that guarantees the major factions, when you uncover the Fog of War, it takes away any bonus that the AI would have been getting. And so, like I said, I'm very hesitant to do that. I'm going to quick save here just so I can auto-resolve this one too, but just in case we end up in something disastrous. But we don't have elephants, so we should make off better than the Cyrenaicans here. Or as we call them, the dollar store Ptolemies. We're getting a ton of cash from all the captives and stuff we're taking in these battles, and I am totally a fan of it. That army is really weak, so I'm pretty much unconcerned with it doing anything major to me. So I'm going to take my army back this way and just continue the push to Cyrene. I want to get rid of these guys, be done with them. I was hoping we could make a satrapy out of them. Be kind of fun to get some more satrapies, but I don't know that that's going to happen.
I will listen carefully to your words and then give judgment.
They definitely want a peace treaty, but they're not willing to become a satrapy. They don't want to be part of Alexander's legacy. They just want to be dead, apparently. So I can give them that if that's what they're looking for. Now our income's popping back up. And then, like I said, we made a ton of cash from attacking on this turn as well. We're still waiting on the Bactrians to assault me. And then back here at Alexandria, Arachosia. And there's a whole bunch of settlements way back here. There's another one up here, and then more Bactrians. So it's going to be really difficult. These guys did good, though. I could give Media a new... Let's give them a new war coordination target. So I'm going to send Media here. And then I will head south and take out some of the last Arachosians. So there we go. We're pretty well replenished. This army, though, really needs to refit some. And if I wait one more turn, we can do that. So I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a little bit annoying because there's gonna be some Arachosians running around. And like, for instance, this settlement is probably not gonna be able to defend itself because I don't have... Well, I don't know. Oh, no, that's not our settlement. This one is. Yeah, we can't defend this settlement against even this crappy army. I get a little bit irritated sometimes in these games. Like, I wish CA would make a way for you to pay to hold a larger garrison in some of these settlements. And you just can't. And it's irritating. Like, you have to recruit a new general and go through all that process, that's not what I want to do. Like, I just want to pay, have some extra garrison troops, and, you should be able to kind of move them around the Empire as needed. And they could even make special garrison type troops, that maybe aren't quite as good as standard troops, just so it doesn't get OP, but, kind of like police troops almost. So it'd be really nice to see CA add that type of thing into Total War games, so that you're not constantly just kind of hoping the garrison's good. And honestly, it'd be fun. Like, I'm not saying all garrisons need to be huge, but it'd be fun if there were more large garrisons in the game, because then you get into way more big battles when you're in sieges and stuff, and big battles are fun. So having pitiful garrisons, even in massive capitals, is kind of anticlimactic sometimes. I'm not a big fan of it. The Heralds of Thanos. Pick up an army tradition here. Alright, let's go into our politics screen, and per that comment, people saying that Antiochus can adopt someone. Is it spread rumors, entice, political marriage, embezzle funds, adopt right here? Requires 2 more authority than the target's zeal. Well, Antiochus has a ton of authority. So we will adopt Hannibal. Now we should be able to see him in our family tree. We can. He does not have any children, unfortunately. He's got a very young wife. She's 22 and he's 67. Come on, Hannibal. Kick out an heir. You can do it. I know you're off campaigning and stuff, but, when the day's over, take care of business. We might be able to use Hannibal to adopt someone now, couldn't we, too? All these other nobles are just, could hire a politician and then just adopt him, right? Isn't that something we can do? Hire politicians? I don't want to hire these losers, though. They're in other families. I mean, if I had to, I could adopt one of these other noble ladies and then get her married, and then the son-in-law, could take over. I'm getting kind of desperate here because he's old, and I just don't know how much longer he's going to last. He needs an heir. Now, another thing we could always do is we could play some pretend, right? So if he does die and I don't have a direct heir, we could take Hannibal and pretend, for instance, that he had been mentoring, like, Xanthippe here or whatever, or I don't know if it's a boy or girl. We'll have to find out. I think it's a girl, actually. But you know what I mean? We can pretend that he is... We've had so many children in the family die, but I guess that was actually probably pretty common back then. We could have him pretend that one of these children was like his, his adopted son or, heir apparent, and that he made him swear to always be an enemy to Rome. We can still do that kind of stuff. I think for the time being, I may, though, have him, like, adopt this lady. The youngest one we can find here. I don't know, man, this lady has got some serious... We have 6 authority and she's only got 3 zeal, so we can do the adoption. Let's do the adoption. And then let's marry her. So at least we now have a son-in-law. A young son-in-law. So that will be better than nothing. And then Hannibal now has a ton of influence in his tree here because this lady has some massive gravitas for whatever reason. So we at least now, like I said, have a son-in-law. Cultural conversion, local region. We get stuff that lowers administration or corruption. It's always good. Because it starts to add up. Wait, missile damage by the commander's unit? That's a terrible buff. Like, CA, please. Whatever, I can't remove it now. So there we go. So Hannibal now has a son-in-law, and he's part of the official Seleucid family. Sorry, I have allergies. I don't know why it's getting me this way, so I apologize for all the throat clearing that has to go on, but it is what it is. I guess I could just be trying to do some Skaven throat singing, and I'm just telling you all it's allergies, so you never know. When Air's just full of it, and he's technically a Skaven spy in disguise. Let's see, let's grab... Let's do the herding grounds here, let's improve that. Silk Caravan. If we end up with any trade, it'll be well worth it. Probably enough spending there for now. Let's go look at some of these other settlements. Be nice to continue to buff my research rate. That way we can really like whiz through the research here. So I may do that as like add libraries in a lot of these places just to try and fly through some research rate. See, like we have a library here. It takes food to keep the libraries running. I'm going to convert this one over. We still have plenty of food for now. I don't think there's any reason to be in a big worry or hurry. Some of these places, though, where I had these buildings that are going to improve replenishment, I'm probably going to go ahead and just swap them over to just to give me more food, because I'm not in this province ever. The extra wealth is fine for now, though, so we'll leave some of them. And we definitely want to keep up wealth. So having some of these be the cattle stuff is good. This one is close to enemy territory, and I kind of feel like this upgrade would be worthwhile because it improves our garrison. So there we go, we've spent our money. Let's end our turn. Let's see what we get ourselves into this turn end. Here's the Bactrians. They did have a whole nother army. It's not a good one, but they had a whole nother army. I should be able to put up a solid defense here still and defeat them. And then if we can defeat them here, we should be able to take over the settlement. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to corner camp these guys again. I didn't have anybody getting real upset over the corner camping this time, which is good. Number one, because it's my campaign and I'll play it the way I want. Number two, I think I explained why the corner camping isn't quite as obnoxious as people think it is. And it's the AI. I don't feel any sense of honor when fighting against the AI. And there are plenty of times where I choose not to corner camp. And that's totally fine too. I'll do that when I want to. Okay. Get things set up here. Start the battle. I'm gonna move back here. We've got a great little corner to camp in. That doesn't work the same as it does in the new ones. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Let's get our pikemen spread across here. We have a lot fewer pikemen this time. I don't know why they're spread out so much there too. I don't want them that far apart, so let's do this, where our pikes are a little tighter to each other. Then I'll put some heavy hoplites and thurio spears on each flank, like that. We did lose one of our heavy hoplites in this previous corner camping, because the AI just really overloaded them hard. It was kind of good to see the AI overload the flanks. That's definitely what you should do when someone's corner camping if you're trying to break in. You have to go overload one area in order to be successful. Okay, there we go. Everybody's going to get in position, and Antiochus is ready to gain an epic victory over the Bactrian capital by having twice defeated its forces in open combat. I'm going to get all these units out of formation attack. However, I'm going to take all my infantry and I'm going to put them on a guard mode. And it's because I don't want them to move anywhere after they win their fight. Or if I give an attack order, I don't want them to pursue after they finish the attack. I'm going to take one of my Persian cavalry and do the same as last time. Go let the AI know where we're at and lure it back. So I'm going to stop recording for a minute, and I'll be back whenever the battle is about to get started. Okay, the battle is underway. Has been for a second. I was kind of quiet because I was focused on targeting the right stuff. I'm going to use my archers to continue to mow down enemy units. My peltists are on fire at will, and they should not be. They need to be helping and waiting for incoming elephants. One of my archers repositioned here, even though I didn't want it to, so CA please. Yes, I'm going to keep my peltists ready on the flanks. I've got my hoplites in a phalanx formation on the flanks. It is very effective. Very effective. Alright, here comes the Indian war elephants. I'm going to smack them down with my peltist. I'm trying to mow down enemy slingers.
One of our units has used all its
Get
ammunition.
this mercenary horse skirmisher. Our main pike line is still holding beautifully. The elephants are hurting. They're actually running amok, mostly in their own units too, but I'm going to continue to discharge javelins because the AI is not killing them. Like, they're not killing off their elephants to stop the berserking, so I'm going to have to continue the javelin barrage and kill them because I don't want them to berserk through my lines. There's a Bactrian royal cav there that I'll target as soon as we get rid of the elephants. Okay, that's not good. They're trying to get to my general, so they moved an eastern slinger up. I'm about to kill their slinger, though, so I don't think they'll be able... Who is that? It's the slingers. If they berserked my general back there, it'd be really bad. But I got rid of their slingers, so I don't think that's a threat anymore. The thorax pike line is holding beautifully. I'm going to now focus my peltist and thurio spears against this Bactrian royal cav. There's multiple Bactrian royal calves. Thorax swords. We got some thorax swords on that flank. That's a bit of a mess. Bactrian hillmen on the way in. I could use some support on this flank against those thorax swords. My elephants would be extremely good at it, but I'm going to have to wait and make sure that I get the safe engagement. I can't afford to be sloppy. We're getting cycle charged by a Bactrian royal cav over here. I mean, overall things are going very well considering how outnumbered we are. Game's gonna lag here again. It seems to happen in this game sometimes, like the engine just gets bogged down. I'm gonna take my non-general elephants and try and get some work done over here on this flank, because this flank concerns me a great deal. I'm gonna start putting some arrows into that Bactrian royal cav.
One of our units has used all its
Wish my elephants weren't so beat up, but they are. I'm gonna try and pound my way through here. There is cavalry and other stuff present, though, so it may get difficult. We're getting any kills? Some, not a lot. Let's go ahead and fall back to our own troops and try again.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright, used up my javelins. We got one of the Bactrian Royal Cavalry worn down some. We're gonna need to break out, and this corner may be an opportunity for me to do it. We need to break out because I'm gonna have to come get this flank fixed. Let's take my Persian heavy cavalry, and I'm gonna attempt to break out over here. I'm gonna take these units off of defensive. I'm gonna attempt to make a breakout. I'm getting snagged over here with my Persian cav. Let's make another charge here with our war elephants. Keep supporting that flank. Yeah, see, my Persian cavalry is getting snagged on these infantry trying to get through this tight spacing. That is good news. Another one of their general units died. And my elephants should be alright here for a moment. Our heavy horse is kind of making a breakout here. And they're being supported by spear units, so that's going to be very effective. So that just leaves this blob over here. I've got my elephants supporting, and it's helping a great deal. They're getting a lot of kills. I need to finish off that Bactrian Royal Cavalry. There's another Bactrian Royal Cav. I'm out of ammunition for the most part. Oh yeah, getting a chain route going. There it goes. We're going to turn them away. We're going to turn them away, folks. Another massive Bactrian force defeated. And their Bactrian Royal Cavalry is going to get overwhelmed. Surrounded and destroyed here. So this was another very effective fight for us. The enemy just died in droves. Look at our thorax pike line, 230, 421, 545, 503, 307. Shows you the effectiveness of pikes. And they're even more effective when they've got solid support on the flanks, like those mercenary veteran hoplites and thurio spears. That's why I've made such use of them this whole time. They are extremely tough armies. It's my favorite way to play in the game, honestly, is Alexandrian phalanx with flexible support on the flanks, which was honestly kind of typical of the Alexandrian phalanx. That's how Alexander rolled, if I remember right. He would use Hypaspist and Peltist and other stuff to support the flank, along with his companion cavalry. So let's release the captives. I think it's part of the reason why it was so successful. It was very difficult to break. Look at this. This is their last-ditch effort. They have to attack me here, so these slingers are going to come into a suicide. I'm going to give them an archer execution. Figure this to be the fall of the Bactrian capital. I can't auto-resolve it either, or else they'll probably kill off some of my units. But Antiochus has fought his way through thousands of Bactrians back here, and corner camping or not, it's pretty impressive what these units can do when they get into the right scenario. Like those mercenary veteran hoplites, they are absolute tanks when they're in those defensive positions, and I love it because it's very fun. Kind of feels like a fun role play, right? Almost like the 300 Spartans holding out in a superior position, just due to their training and armament and stuff like that. So I love that type of thing. All right, let's see. Where are the enemy slingers? They should be out here in front of me somewhere.
We have
There
discovered
they
the
is.
enemy's hidden units.
All right, so let the execution begin. The last Bactrian defenders forced to come out of the city. Oh, here it comes. Woo! There were few survivors. If any. Nope, may not be any. Oh, they lived, but this guy's got an arrow in his back. Ouch. Is it in his back or it's... No, it's in his arm. For a minute I thought he took a kidney shot with it, but... Alright, well, there we go. The Bactrians are defeated. At least there was a few survivors who'll be able to go back to the settlement and tell them how agonizingly painful the death was for the people who didn't survive. Alright. So... Maracanda is ours. It was called Bactra. Did we... No, we already took Bactra, my bad. This is probably their new capital. It is. It is a Hellenic capital, so let's go ahead and just occupy it. The Bactrians losing another capital, and really losing all hope, if they hadn't already, which they probably had. Oh man, I don't have a garrison here yet at Gabala. Why don't we have a garrison here? Oh, it's because we were given this settlement not long ago. That's right, this is the one that we were handed through that diplomatic mission. No big deal. I'm gonna go in and make the Colchians pay. It's a rather small army anyway. It probably wouldn't get through any of my other garrisons because of how weak it is. Yeah, this is what I was talking about though at BAM. If there is an extremely good defensive position, it is possible we could win this, but we would literally have to have our back to the wall. And kind of hope for the best. I don't know. I'm not going to record it, but I'll fight it and see what I can do.
Orders, my lord! Our orders! We await your orders! Orders, my lord! Melee infantry! Mob! As you command! Melee troops! General! Flanks at the ready! Form phalanx! If we are victorious, I will mercenaries for their favor and help in our must do our part. And all will be well. At the ready! Advance at speed! Our general is under attack! Lose! We await your orders! Double time! At the double! General! On watch! Orders! Double time! Quick march! At the double! Forever loyal! orders, my lord! Slingers! Double time! Advance at speed! Quick march! At the ready! At the double! Advance at speed! We are at your command! Double time! Find your targets! We await your orders! At the ready! Slingers!
The men are wavering.
Slingers! Advance at speed! We await your orders! Loose! Allied troops! March! Your orders?
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
We are at your command! Fire!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Slingers! Ready? What are your orders? At the double! At the ready! Slingers! Are you ready?
Well, if it weren't for the enemy slinger unit, I actually could have won that, but there was no position that I could defend with my pikes and still have room to operate my slingers in order to win that fight. So it's a little bit frustrating because I felt like it was potentially winnable if given the right terrain. We just didn't have the right terrain. Like I said, there was no one place I could guard with my pikes to make it impassable that also allowed me to operate my slingers with impunity. So it was going to be impossible for me to pull off the victory there. Because the enemy slingers, of course, immediately pick at my general, which is the key unit there. Under siege. Hold on, let's look at some of this stuff. Family, annals, Iris gains zeal, surrender imminent at Persephone. When did the Sagartians declare war on me? We have a terrible army. It's... Sagartia won't be able to defeat them on open ground, so we're going to end up just getting forced into surrender. That's really irritating. I don't remember when the Sagartians declared war on me, so it must have just happened. Research, surrender imminent ally, confirms war target, research complete, conscription, character traits. Yeah, I don't remember them declaring war. Well, I keep wanting to refit this army, but there's just never going to be appropriate time for it, so... No, 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 I don't want you to take a bunch of desert attrition. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna go ahead and forced march up to this road. Because I've got to get over here to Bam, and then I've got to make my way and kill the Sigartians, because now I got them. This is one of those situations where I have more wars going on than I really want right now. All the more reason I wish I could get the Cyrenicans to deal with reality and realize that they can't possibly, you know, have any other option but to accept to become my satrapy, so it's really irritating. But I'm going to start whipping on the Colchians. It would take a long time to get this army in position against the Sigartians too, though it would be helpful. We've still got many wars we are fighting across many fronts.
For the gods!
Let's see. This army still has full movement points. I want to come out here and see what they have at this next settlement. Nothing. I want to take every settlement off the Bactrians that we can possibly take off of the Bactrians. I want to take away any capability they have to recruit decent units, to field armies. I just want to gut them from top to bottom.
Ready for orders.
This army may be able to just turn around and retake this settlement because my garrison is weak. But I need to keep the push going. The Bactrians are very near to collapsing. Very, very near to collapse. The Cyrenicans... Gotta keep the push on them too. If I take this last settlement of theirs, we should be able to force them out of the game, hopefully relatively quick, and then I can focus on other things, with Egypt then firmly in my control. Navisos is the last Athenian settlement that I see here. There's an RDA army kind of in my way, but they're not my enemy, so it doesn't much matter. I wonder if this is Athens' last settlement too. Very well could be. Alright. Killed a bunch of my elephants. Nope, there's another Athenian settlement to our north, a rather large one. Okay. I'll let this fleet continue to refit. Alright, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Taking plenty of territory. I wish Sardes would help me a little with the Colchians. It would be nice. I had given Media orders on this settlement. I could change my... it may not make a difference, but I could change my war coordination target with Media. Have them try to fight back against the Sigartians. I don't know how much support they'll provide, but it's worth a shot. They do have a couple of armies. Colchis has another army that entered my territory over here, so that's unfortunate. I didn't see that prior to making this move over here, so now I'm going to have to double back and come back. This is one of the things that's frustrating when you don't have multiple armies per front, is that the AI will always outnumber you because money just doesn't apply to them. And they will have multiple small armies. And they'll make life miserable in that regard, in the sense that they'll just keep marching around you all the time. Let's take this spy. Oh, maybe we should go do some scout. Let's go do some scouting up along the coast here. See what we find. Cyrenicans. So this war will not end quite as quick as I would have hoped or thought. Which means we really just need another army back here. Ecbatana has decent military infrastructure, so it would only make sense. And I think what we'll do... I need to look at my politicians. Who was the name of the son-in-law for Hannibal? Yeah, that's him that we were seeing there. Everybody's serving as a general in my dynasty. I guess we could start service with Hannibal's protege here. Might as well. He'll eventually need to go west, but no reason why we can't start him here at Ecbatana. So this is him. Well, I had him here. Yeah, this is him. We're going to raise an army. And like his stepfather before him, he's going to go via Armored Elephant. I think it's a very good general's unit. They have a lot of hit points, and it's harder for him to get killed. Random volleys and stuff like that. Alright, let's start recruiting units. Like I said, we're going to get pretty decent units here. I want to have a good number. Swordsmen. Curio spears. When I get access to the royal barracks, I think I'm going to change this army up just a little bit. But for now, I'm going to do something like this. It's very similar to the army that Hannibal is rolling. Go ahead and get a 5th archer. The archers are extremely good. Let's grab elephant and a couple of Median cavalry. That'll make a good army right here. And that'll help us out in this situation where we're starting to just have too many enemies around us because we're spread out so much. Instead of just ping-ponging for eternity, might as well just go ahead and raise the army. We've got the money for it. Let's see what's happening here. Lots of enemies moving around. RDA are heading back to their territory. Here's the Colchians. Again, I need multiple pike units to be able to put up a defense here, and I just don't have it. So there's no need in wasting time. The only way to get multiple pike units is to build a barracks in every settlement. And I think there might be times where that's a good idea. I didn't think we would have this problem here. We are. The Colchians, though, are just going to attack every unguarded settlement they can get their hands on. I do not have any pikes here. That is not good, because we're up against a pretty... Well, yeah, I do. I have a single pike unit. We can probably make a defense here. I have enough units that I can hopefully use our settlement and get a decent defense set up. The pikes will be near impenetrable. I have the cavalry I can use to maneuver around the enemy. The enemy's missiles and Thurio spears are a bit of a concern. And if I say a bit, I mean quite a lot of a concern. Egyptian infantry's trash. They have their own pikemen. They're going to get reinforcements. I just don't know what direction they're going to come from. I'm going to set up right here. Javelin men. I don't want to cede the town center, but I also want to have room for my slingers to be able to return fire on enemy skirmishers, and the line of sight here just isn't great. Like, the javelins might be able to get right here and put fire. See what I mean? That's my concern with the current layout of this, so I may be better off placing my troops here. Like I said, I just barely want to be in that circle so I can contest that. And I'll put my slingers will have a little more room to operate here.
What are your orders?
I want to take some troops, like my cavalry, and hide out a little.
Orders, my lord. Thurio spears.
I need to save the javelins on my Thurio spears.
Orders understood.
Orders!
General.
Defensive position!
Melee infantry ready.
I really just kind of need these mob to not be crowding on top of my Thurios or slingers. There we go.
Citizen cavalry.
It's cavalry, and we'll kind of hide over here. start the battle. Let's fast forward. Let's see where the reinforcements are coming from.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Okay, good. They're all coming from the same direction. That's good news. Which means we might be able to pull this off, even though the AI is technically fairly superior here. My slingers are going to have not great line of sight.
Our general is under attack.
Oh crap, I forgot to go into phalanx. Oh, what a mistake. What a bad mistake. I just took big losses on my pikemen. That was such a blunder.
We are at your command.
That was such a blunder. Well, fortunately for me, the camel spears are getting cut down with relative ease.
Citizen cavalry.
What a massive blunder. I should have just set them on pike formation to begin with. Totally forgot. These javelin men are going to get some kills here too. I'm trying to return fire with my slingers, but see what I said about the line of sight is poor.
Slingers.
So I'm going to take a lot of losses here because I can't put a quick end to those javelin men. This is bad. We're probably going to lose now.
Spears!
This is bad.
At the double!
I don't know if we're going to be able to hold. So we've already taken a lot of unnecessary losses. Fortunately, all these units blobbing through here will reduce the effectiveness of the enemy javelin men. They've got elephants inbound.
Citizen cavalry.
I need to kill that javelin man, but I can't get in too big of a hurry here. I'm just gonna have to fast forward and hope for the best for now. I really can't do any maneuvering at the moment. We've just gotta let our pikes hold, hopefully, do their thing. The javelins are kind of throwing some stuff over my pikes right now too, which is good news for me. When these elephants arrive, it's an enemy pike unit here too. It's taking a lot of damage though. I'm taking a fair few losses on my pike unit too.
Yours to command.
And I'm gonna toss everything I can at these elephants. African war elephants, so let them have it, boys. I'm gonna actually just take my Eastern Spear. I'm gonna take all these units and go support my pikes. Let my javelins toss away their... I wish this enemy cavalry would engage. It's not engaging. Look at that. That's so weird. Their pike unit just like somehow maneuvered and turned sideways right in the middle of my troops. The enemy war elephants are berserking now, which honestly is kind of good for me because they should be killing a fair few of their own troops. So I'm actually going to cease fire. Thurio spears. I want the elephants to berserk for a minute and kill some of their own troops. See there how they're causing damage to their own selves? But now they could cause fear to my troops, so that's unacceptable.
Disengage! Orders.
I'm gonna give those elephants another javelin volley. Go down! I don't want the fear effects from those elephants.
The enemy general is dead.
That's good news. That is good news. But the bad news is my own pikes are dead. Partly because of my own poor control of my troops. I really need that citizen cavalry to kind of suicide itself in here. But it's not giving me any such pleasure. I'm gonna try and start killing the enemy citizen cavalry that's just sitting over here. I wonder if I can reform with my general and do a bit of a tighter formation. Without him routing, I hope so. Oh, Thurio spears. That's really bad news for us. That is really bad news for us.
Citizen cavalry.
Swift riders at your command. Melee cavalry.
Swing around this way. I can kill their citizen cab. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Sense in delaying the inevitable here. Just attack all my troops forward, just kind of blob up and keep attack. Oh, they have another pike unit. Yeah, never mind. This battle's over. We're screwed. Yeah, we're screwed. Thurio spears, all the extra infantry. It's over. We have lost. This
Our
game
men flee
is
the field of
done.
battle.
So it would have been nice to hold out here, but we're gonna fail.
Field of battle. This is a shameful. Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Yeah, there's just too many enemy troops here. With that extra pike unit, it's over. Did you guys not get the attack order? Why are you walking?
This is a shameful display.
Just slow
Our
pokes.
men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
It is a shameful display. So
Men
shameful,
flee the
Heir.
field of battle.
Well, great. Now we're going to end up in a more drawn-out war against the Cyrenicans, too, so this is frustrating, because now I'm going to have to go
Shameful display.
do an old black and white movie chase of this army that's just going to keep trying to go through settlements. But fortunately, we did at least hurt them pretty badly, which should slow them down. I mean, I still managed to get 306 kills, 400 with this. I mean, we did okay. We killed an elephant unit in its entirety. So we certainly hurt them, at least. At the very least. But, again, this kind of crap's expected from the AI, because the AI doesn't consolidate their forces into big armies to fight properly. They just take little armies, and some people are like, well, Heir, it works. They just took your settlement. Does it work, though? They win minor battles like this and lose the war. So it doesn't work. I think I can win this, but I don't have time to put it in this episode. So I am going to go ahead and stop it here for now. Hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like if you did enjoy it, and I'll be back with more action in the Seleucid Campaign soon.